What's up, guys? So this is a live stream. We're gonna comment on the Gilas Pilipinas game against Hong Kong in the first game of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifier. So I have Mario. He's gonna be my co-host for tonight. And what's up, everybody? Let's say hi to Mario since
Hello.
that's my guy right there. Ayun. Sakto pasok.
Diyan na ba
Okay,
ako?
okay. So, hinihintay ko. Rinig ka. First
Okay,
time
what's up?
natin na dito, 'di ba?
Yeah.
This is our first time together in a live stream. I've
Absolutely.
been doing this as ano tawag dito. I've been doing this with UAP ever since the start, and we're gonna do it for Gilas. It's gonna be fun. So
Yeah.
yeah, uh, everybody who's listening to this live stream, you can comment on the right side. We will see your chat, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, especially for those takes na hindi namin na-discuss. You guys can mention it and we're gonna discuss it. We have our own set of topics that we're gonna talk about. So,
Yeah.
yeah, what's up? Mario, Gilas Pilipinas, Hong Kong, the first game of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers.
Yeah.
Uh, we destroyed them, tama naman.
I
But
mean,
we should
yeah,
take note of the word shaky start.
for sure. Like, okay, let's be we have to be kind of real on this. I don't think anybody was impressed with how Gila started in the first half, right? I think
Yeah, medyo shaky nga
uh
talaga.
I don't think anybody was happy with what was happening. They didn't look really good.
Dapat
Um
nakita nila yung chat nating dalawa eh, no?
yeah.
We will get canceled for our shit
It was like
sa mga
it was like
lalabas natin.
uy, tuloy ba
Ah,
tayo mamaya? Ang lala. This doesn't look good.
ah,
But anyway, like I
tutuloy
was
ba
saying,
natin
like
'to?
I think halata. I think first thing you have to say first is halata na um halata na bagong team to. I guess you can say.
Mm.
Halata
It's
na
shaky, kitang-kita nga. Especially the first two quarters talaga.
especially in the first two quarters. Right? Like halatang wala pa sa rhythm yung ibang players, especially those who have been kind of out for a while. We'll talk about those later. Wala pa yung rhythm players. They were still trying to, I guess, figure out yung Hong Kong. I think kasama dito is may sense na they got complacent, I think, at the start, no? Would you agree? I
Mm.
think they were pretty complacent when to start the game. Hong Kong lang
Hindi naman
to.
sa complacent, hindi naman
Was
sila
over.
siguro gano'n. More of I feel like it's adjusting to the new system. Nakita mo yung mga
Maybe.
turnovers sa first half, 'di ba? Talagang
Yeah.
pinipilit nila. I think
Yeah.
iniisip nila, okay, this is what the system requires. Pak!
I think yeah. We saw it in the first half actually. I think they focused too much a bit on passing, right? Like there were points of overpassing. What's up, Jet? Uh, there were points of overpassing, right? You could have taken it open three. You could have thrown that pass easily inside to Kai, or just maybe some bad shot selections. At the same time, they weren't really making they weren't really making their shots in the first half, which they started doing in the second half.
Yeah,
What's
for
up,
sure.
Chris?
And yeah. Is it your friend? You know the comment?
Yeah. I sent it to them just so
Nice,
that they can
nice,
check it out,
nice.
man.
So mo tell them to like the video para naman ma-recommend, no?
I
Anyway,
favorite. That's the one who met you when we saw each other sa Ikinari. Siya yan.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
siya yan.
Anyway, for Gilas, yeah, the first half was actually magandang start natin. It was 9-0 run, and then the 3 points of Hong Kong started to
Had to
hit
go.
the
Yeah.
zone defense. I would say parang alam mo yung okay, it's a zone defense but they didn't get to adjust on the fly. We had to
Mhm.
wait for halftime. Hindi naman sa masama yun, ah. We're just saying na yun yung nangyari. That's
Yeah,
what
plus
happened.
uh we gotta kind of be real. This isn't really the same Hong Kong team that we usually see, right? Like
Exactly.
these
Except
guys are
Duncan
kind of
Reed.
improved.
Duncan Reed has been the
Yeah,
same. Has been the lone, not
yeah,
lone, but more of the mainstay talaga.
yeah. But they've improved. Dude, they have that one guy, I think his name's Leong. See Leong.
The
I
one
think
making
yeah.
all their threes.
Yeah, making all this. They were making wide open threes. And
Shu
I think that's
Walong.
the way.
Shu Walong.
I mean, I think that's the way that it's starting to go now. That these powerhouses aren't. Um, we could consider the Philippines an Asian powerhouse, I guess. But then, like even a while ago, right? We watched the first game. We watched Korea versus Australia.
Mhm.
Um, these teams who we used to beat before, Well, Korea we didn't used to really beat a lot, but you know what I mean. These teams that were like at par with us, they're starting to get to a much better international level. Given naman na yung fact na um, Australia who didn't send out their best lineup, right? But still, this Korean team was right there with them. And I think we're seeing the same thing now in Hong Kong. Na di na sila push over. Di na sila they aren't just here to they aren't just here to be here. They're actually here to try to win the games. Same for Guam, right? We saw Guam put
Tumapad
up
Guam
pretty
against Japan. I
yeah,
thought nga na matatamba sila na maaga eh.
against Japan. They put up a pretty good fight. Yung Guam again. I'm trying to check the other games. Yung well, no, Mongolia got trashed. But like in the first half, Mongolia
Mongolia.
was down by 10. Uh, yeah, Chinese Taipei only losing by 20 to New Zealand. Like these things aren't what we're used to, and I think it's pretty good for Asian basketball, right?
Yeah, definitely. And we didn't expect some of these results, right? Except yung sa Mongolia, hindi ko sure kung ano yung line ng Mongolia sa China. But bumitaw lang talaga yung China, especially in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I think same can be said for the Philippines. Na in the second, I'm so sure in that locker room, Coach Tim Cone was not happy. He was not a happy guy in
Yeah,
that
I'm
locker
sure they talked about the defensive adjustment that they're gonna do and what they're gonna
room.
do in offense, especially yun nga, now that we're talking about Coach Timko not being happy. I'm sure he had
Mhm.
those expectations na why are we just up
But
four against Hong Kong?
like, like no offense, man, but
Pero
you
I
are
do
not
think
supposed to be.
diinan niya with that one. He knows that this is a new team. Nakita niya na what we should realize here, Mario, is the 33 assists. That's crazy. So the whole team, Philippines, had 33 assists to just the 12 of Hong Kong. And that comes with a system of Coach Tim Cone. He never led the PBA in assists. I think 26 a game.
Not sure.
So, yeah, I'm saying.
I think
So,
uh,
lumalabas dito talaga. And this is very shaky pa. Like, hindi,
mhm.
I'm sure, maybe nasa 40-50% pa lang yung kapa
Yeah,
ng
for sure.
Pilipinas with regards to his system.
What's up, Jerick? What's this called? Another thing that we gotta remind ourselves of is the fact that some of these guys were kind of just inserted. The Japet especially he was just inserted late, right? Like last week. I think last week is when
Few
they
days. Few days. Kasi
just
parang
go there.
kinakapa nila parang, okay, maano ba natin si Junmar at si
Yeah.
AJ. And then parang mga 4 to 5 days before
Yeah.
this game, doon nila sinabi na di sila pwede.
I think you could see that also in like how at some point I think in the first half they had Carl Tamayo defending Duncan Reed, they had KQ defending Duncan Reed, and that's not their
Mm-mm.
natural position. Like that, those are the positions that and AJ Edu and what is called and Junmar were supposed to go. We're supposed to hold down. So major adjustment I think on the end for Gilas finding out that Junmar wasn't gonna arrive, AJ is not gonna be available for this window. So we got to give them that, right? Yeah, there's the
Solid yung
stats.
stats natin. No? Ooh, let's
Yun yung
go.
gusto ko. Yeah, so we'll discuss those like main players later, diba? But like that's what we're talking about. That these guys are a new team for sure. Obvious sa first half na bagong-bago yung team na to. Hindi pa sila super gelled together. I mean, what did they have? 2 weeks, 3 weeks practice. So hopefully, like what the plan is, sa alam ko diba, is that um for this is the next lineup for the next 4 or 5 years, right? Something like that. Like this is the
Yes, it
main
is
group.
a 4-year plan. This is the main group.
Yeah.
Coach Tim Cone said that he doesn't want this team to be too big at the pool. Sabi niya kasi that the more people that we include in the pool, the more preparation time they need, the more lineups that he might overthink, that he might have to experiment with. And gets ko naman yung concern niya, but knowing him, he knows about injuries, right? Ito na, like ngayon
Yeah.
lumalabas na. That's 2 players down. So
Mhm.
I feel like that the pool might extend to 20
Maybe.
in the course of
Maybe.
4 years, maybe max 25. You'll never know.
Okay.
Anything can happen.
So
Injuries is and father time.
when you're saying that, okay, let's say you bring that in the account. So who are you thinking of adding to the pool if ever you given if ever you're like given an option or if
Really,
they
right now, I have people heading Matthew Wright, SJ Belangel, ano ba?
I mean
Heading
yeah.
Matthew Wright, SJ Belangel, Justin Baltazar. Sino pa pwede? Am I missing somebody? Kiefer pwede din. Kiefer 30 if the fans will still if Coach Tim Kong doesn't care about the negativity that might come, bring in Kiefer and 30 even though we already see that they have evolved their games. They are still possible. Sino ba bang mga pwede isama sa ano natin?
Mike Phillips.
Mike Phillips pwede if he's
Okay.
considered a local.
Okay. Yeah, I
Kasi if
agree.
he's considered as a naturalized player, then syempre hindi.
Can't really. I
Kasi
guess
that's
Mike.
for that's reserved for JB, Benny Boatwright. Hopefully, I'm an
Oh,
advocate
yeah,
for that
Benny.
one.
Benny Boatwright, please. Tyler
Yeah.
Bate, Benny Boatwright. I don't know
Sino pa
any
ba?
of these dudes. Anyway,
Sino
so
pa ba? Sa wings. Wala na masyado kasing mga wings na ano eh. Na
well,
yun eh. That's like
yeah,
how
you
many
see,
names
so
did I
Calvin.
mention? Five, six guys?
Most of them were bigs and point guards. So I think you're right. There is a certain wing. Well, we're trying to see, like we said, like I said, kanina, KQ and Carl were kind of not playing in their proper positions. I'd say, in or maybe in the positions that they wanted to play in, because we know that they're not really their size isn't ready for the four. They're not really the size for the five in the FIBA tournament. But then, like, if they can play the three or the four, I think that's what they did. Right towards the end, they were trying to teach Carl and KQ how to play with JB. Right, I think we saw that in the end.
Sinabi rin
And
sa stream yun that that's the point of having JB with them,
yeah,
especially late in the game para get more reps
yeah. Plus, I think also
since
just
kalaban
finding
natin
JB.
Chinese Taipei on Sunday.
Hey, and they're no pushover.
Hindi
I
nga, they
think
only lost by
I think
20
I gotta say
New
sorry because I
Zealand.
think the last time I was on this pod about Gilas, I said that these two games should be easy wins, but I could be quite wrong with this Chinese Taipei team because
No,
they
sinabi na naman natin na may tulog ang Gilas, na may
yeah,
tulog na if there's a game they might drop, it's gonna be Chinese Taipei more than Hong Kong.
what Hong Kong
Di ba?
for sure. Although look for a little bit, Hong Kong was giving
For
them
one
that
half,
scare.
kala natin, ano to nangyayari dito? Parang same
They-
thing, Japan rin, ganyan kanina with Guam eh. Di
yeah,
ba?
I don't know. I think
Lahat
it's a
ng
lot.
teams ngayon, parang, alam mong,
Let's be real about Japan,
it's the
dude.
first day. It's the first day. We already know that this happens in the first day of
And
any tournament.
let's be real about Japan. Um, they weren't losing to Guam because Guam was playing amazingly. They were losing to Guam because they weren't making their shots. They
Yeah, their
had
threes
they had
so
so
bad.
many wide open threes. I think they shot like what? They shot like I don't want to check the
Mid
stats, but
20%, something
they shot
close to
like 20%, and these were wide open threes. So Japan, I think, is still a gold standard in the for Asian basketball, like a real Asian basketball. So it would be fun to see. I think we're gonna. I don't know who. I think we have New Zealand, right, in our group with us.
New Zealand yung makakalaban natin sa last in our group. They're gonna be in window 2. So sa November pa.
Yeah. So um, we're kind of lucky that the first two games of our qualifier is against Chinese Taipei and Hong Kong. So we're able to see saan tayo naglalak, where the coaches are able to see saan sila naglalak, where they need to get some improvement. So we're pretty lucky in that regard. And at the end of the day, they still got the win. They still technically trashed Hong Kong, right? Like they still it
Ayun
wasn't
yung ano.
close either way. At some point, it was really in that third quarter, diba? Where everything just started to go well for the Philippines. We saw them play good defense. Thank God they finally played good defense. And there's
Mm.
one guy we can attribute that to, which we will mention later.
We can mention
um,
them now. We're done, I think, talking about the team as a whole. Kasi pagdating sa stats, no, overwhelming naman, kitang-kita na it's for the Philippines. The rebounding, 56-32.
yep.
The points from turnovers, a fast break, second chance, lahat eh, all pointing towards the Philippines. So now we could focus on specific players. So the
Yeah.
first one, Kai Soto,
Kaya Soto,
13 points and 15 rebounds in a matter of
20
how
minutes.
many minutes is this?
20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Two blocks, one steal, but those blocks do not indicate how many shots he actually influenced at the rim, right? So, sabi ni boss Fran Lu here, na sana mag-improve yung PNR defense ni Kai. I agree, he is right in the fact na um he still needs improvement, especially because yun nga, Hong Kong pa lang to. But then he's improved a lot, if you ask me. Maybe because he's a bit healthier now, probably. Na kaya siya nakakagalaw. Dude, I think we talked the first thing I told you kanina, right? Was that this is the first time I've seen Kai so active trying to get rebounds. This is the first time I've seen Kai so active trying to block shots. He does need
Tumatalon,
to
'di ba? Sabi
improve.
mo tumatalon si Kaya.
He does need to improve his PNR defense a bit, especially there were some plays where I was surprised na the guard was maybe like half his height, not half
Mhm.
his height, maybe three-fourths height, and nauunahan pa rin siya. He still has to improve on that level. But a major improvement than what we saw in the World Cup. Granted, nga, Hong Kong yung kalaban, but still big for him. Still nice to see for Gilas fans that he's playing well now. And another thing I want to bring up for him is he was 7 of 8 from the free throw line. He struggled.
Yeah.
He struggled from the free throw line.
Mhm.
We've seen him struggle from the free throw line. So he's gaining that touch right now. I think there's a little bit less pressure on him right now, considering that he's not going up against the toughest competition. So it's really great to see he was a plus 23. I don't know if you really care about plus minus, but he was a plus
Hindi,
23.
kitang-kita dito which lineup was fielded when Gilas made the run in third, and that
Yeah.
involved Scotty Thompson. And for this instance, the plus minus of course definitely mattered. That was the third quarter spurt that we saw. So yeah, go ahead, man. Like, and of course
Yeah.
Justin Brownlee, the main benefited from being on the floor from
Yeah.
third to fourth.
I'll admit, I think we've seen JB better. I
Yeah, I
think
mean his
I
first
think
game months,
I think he's
literally
had
first
much
game
better performances.
agreement months.
I'm trying to check out what this guy was saying. Somebody said here, first double
First
double in
double
FIBA
double he
seniors
hit
for Kai.
since
I'm not
Saudi
super sure.
Arabia
In
pala.
Saudi Arabia.
Sabi niya, yeah, Saudi
I think
Arabia.
when we beat them by like when that was with Clarkson, no? I think so. I don't know. I don't know about you guys in the comments. Kung sa tingin nyo rin nag-improve si Kai compared to the last
His
time we saw him.
rebounding got better, man.
Yeah, he
He's not,
cares.
parang hindi
Suddenly
hindi
cares.
normal kay Kai na maka more than double digits sa
Yeah.
rebounding. It's always like 5, 7.
Yeah.
And that's the knock on him when it comes to international competitions. It's, why don't you rebound more? Di ba
Yeah.
yun yung ano
Yes.
sa kanya?
Yeah.
Parang
And
7-3 tapos
he's
less than
17. He got
20
like three
rebounds.
boards. Let's check it. Wait, I checked out his stats, his overall stats. Look at
Yeah,
this,
is
right?
there a way to see?
Uh,
Akala ko sa real
he,
GM
he
meron yung mga
averages four
pass.
rebounds, right? He averages 4 rebounds. At
Is that the
7'3",
World
you're
Cup?
not supposed to average 4 rebounds.
What's that? Like, where are you looking? What stats yan? Yung 4
I just
rebounds.
googled
It's
it.
the World Cup.
I just googled Kai Soto FIBA stats. He
Okay,
averages four
maybe. So,
rebounds. So it's nice that we saw him actually care, and he played decent defense on Duncan Reed. Duncan
yeah.
Reed, yeah, Duncan Reed. Sorry, he he played decent defense on Duncan Reed. That's the only time Duncan Reed was having a hard time was against um Kai. So
Mhm.
although he still has a lot to improve, I agree with boss Fran Lou here that he has to work on his laterals. I think a lot of big men in general really have a hard time with the laterals, but I do think he needs to improve on his laterals. But where he's going right now, I think even the mention sa not podcast, sa live that they can tell na parang lumalaki yung katawan ni Kai. He's kind of growing
Oh,
out into his
slowly.
body more, right?
Yeah, hindi
So
nagmamadali.
maybe this is
Tama,
the
tama.
start of the upward trajectory for Kai, and that'll be great for Gilas, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And then
Definitely.
we'll talk about JB. Like we said kanina, JB is first game back, scored 16. Not bad. 6 of 12 from the field, 50%, made his free throws. I think what we need to
Wait,
remember here is
Mario.
that,
He
what's up?
wait. Against Saudi Arabia, 16 point. Yeah, tagal na. August, ay, 8, what's 8? August 29 to 2022 was the last time he had a double-double in a
Crazy.
international game such as
I
this.
I mean, let's kind of we gotta preface this by the fact saying he didn't get a lot of minutes um for a while, right? He was injured, so we have to add that little part of it. But
He's
uh,
also injured nung World Cup, 'di ba? Pinilit yun
yeah,
eh, may back injury siya nun, 'di ba?
yeah, right? Yeah, I don't know if people knew about that, but they just kept trashing on
Yeah,
him.
I think nilabas naman yun, na
Yeah, but
pinilit niya talaga na maglaro. Kasi 'di ba, fina-follow natin yung mga tune-up games, yung closed door. Sabi ba't wala si Kai dito? And then we
yeah,
realize, oh nga pala,
he arrived late
pinapahinga
also,
lang,
right?
pinapahinga.
hmm So he's healthier now, and that's great, right? Same for JB. Uh, I've I've been quite honest with my thoughts about JB being the Gilas import. I think he is a little older for what you'd want as a Gilas import to start at right now. I have admitted that I do prefer Benny Boatwright, maybe Tyler Bay if possible, but for what they're trying to do right now, and
Eventually,
yeah, and
eventually.
other coach Tim Cohn, he fit his role well. I think he tried to fit his role a bit too well in the first half, kaya sila nahirapan onte. I think a lot of these people were still trying to play the system too much, maybe in the first half, trying a lot of
Yeah.
overpassing. But when they finally realized that, oh hey, this is Hong Kong, we're the Philippines, we can make shots, we can drive to the rim, we can still pass the ball very well. That's when they were able to figure it out. And I think major part of that also was figuring out to finally get that ball in the middle in the 2-3 zone, diba? Like they were that 2-3 struggled, that 2-3 made them struggle for a while, admittedly. So they were able to figure it out. I think I kind of forgot who they put in the middle. I think they put KQ. KQ in the middle sometimes. Scotty.
What are you talking about? Are we talking about the zone? Breaking the zone?
Yeah,
No,
the
it's
zone, the
Scotty.
zone.
So nilalagay
Yeah, it
nila
was
si Scotty
Scotty.
sa high
Yeah.
post, and he was the one making the plays from there to dissect it. He had 7 assists in the third alone,
In third
and
alone? Damn,
and
Scotty.
yeah, and the reason why
Hmm.
Scotty is the one there, and because I'm sure most of you guys already know, can connect the dots, is because that's Tim Cohn's point guard in Ginebra. What
Top
better
season.
person to dissect it at
Yeah.
tinuturuan niya for
Hmm.
years
Yeah,
to figure
exactly.
it out, diba? And
Exactly.
Scott is the perfect one, even though he's just a point guard. And you
Mhm.
see, imagine you were being surrounded by taller players,
Yeah.
but it's the IQ,
I was
right? It's
gonna
the
say
IQ.
that. Right. So like usually when we have these 2-3 zones, 2-3 zone breakers in the middle, it's not usually a point guard. It's usually your four,
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
your
yeah.
five. And but it was Scotty, and
Diba
a lot of
usually
that,
yung big yung naka-flash sa gitna, diba?
exactly. I think a lot of that is probably attributed to uh Scotty being Coach Tim's main point guard in Ginebra, right? So he was able to fix the system a little bit. That's why they were able to find their groove in the third. I don't know what kind of run they went on. It was like 20. All I know is they were leading by like four. All they were leading by six, and all of a sudden they were leading by 25. that's that's all I can remember from it. It was a lot of it was a lot of Scotty Thompson in the middle. It was a lot of Jamie Malonzo making threes. It was a lot of Chris Newsom. Chris Newsom also played very well. Also,
Mimix
and
siya with the Ginebra boys, no? It's Newsome and the Ginebra boys.
Never voice. And like I said, Kai Soto. Very important that we figure out Kai Soto's role in this team.
Yeah, I mean, who else we haven't discussed? Oh yeah, KQ. So Kevin Kiambao in 17 minutes had 15 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and felt and what do you call this? Perfect for the international game. Nakita na yan sa Dubai.
Yep. I mean, we've been saying it for so long.
Hence our
we've said
video.
it.
our
We've said it
hence our
over and
famous
over
video.
again. Kevin Kiambao played. Let's see here. Kevin Kiambao played 17 minutes.
17 minutes, yeah.
And he is the second leading scorer of the team, right? He was the second leading scorer of the team.
Efficient
He
clips. 7
He
for
got
12.
one steal, two assists, three rebounds in those 17 minutes. All three of those rebounds offensive, by the way. Just to
Mm-mm.
throw that in there. Seven
Yung
of
mga tip
12,
di ba? Just
and
coming out of nowhere from the weak side and bang.
yeah. It's Keiki, it's Kevin Kimbao, right? Oh, I think honestly, I would not be surprised if this is Coach Tim's favorite um team that he's coached for Gilas, just because look at all these players who love to pass the ball at their position. Kevin Kiambao especially, 50 points. Yep, yeah, 15 points in 17 minutes is kind of. I mean, it's not the craziest thing, but it's pretty good. Mhm. Anyway, so going back to what I was saying is that Coach Tim Cohn loves loves those players who can pass the ball, make their shots. That's why he likes I think that's why he'd love Kevin Kiambao. I think that's why he tried Kevin Kiambao at the five, I think, for a while against Duncan Reed. And they're still learning on the fly, for sure. But
Yeah, first
Kevin
game
Kiambao,
under Coach Tim.
like we've
Yeah.
said in episodes before, in videos before. Kevin Kimbao is the real deal. Uh, he, he is a Gilas mainstay for years to come, and he is still in college. He
Hmm.
is third year, fourth, second year, third
Junior.
year. He's a junior.
Incoming
He's an
junior.
incoming junior. Incoming
Incoming
junior. Just for
junior.
the but
Wait, incoming
just a
junior.
side.
Wait. So last year.
Tama. Kasi first
Last year
year
was
niya
rookie
kaya
year. Second year niya ngayon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tama, tama, tama. Incoming junior nga. May 3 years pa siya eh.
wait lang, sorry. Yeah,
Hindi,
so
hindi, tama. Incoming junior nga. Tama.
anyway, so what I was saying is that he is still gonna grow a lot, still gonna learn a lot, and imagine him bringing his experience in Dubai, playing with Dwight Howard, Andre Robertson, Andre Blatch, and Mackenzie Moore under Coach Charles Chu. His experience now playing in Gilas under Coach Tim Cohn with Justin Brownlee and Scotty Thompson. Same with Japeth, and he's with his other teammates. He's gonna bring this to DLSU. What are you gonna do? if, if,
Oo nga pala,
if you
babalik nga pala sa Lasal yan eh, no?
di siya papunta ng Japan ha. He's going back to DLSU. He's gonna go back. He's gonna go up against um UP. He's gonna go up against Ateneo. These teams, iba ang KQ na babalik sa UAAP this season, and it's gonna be crazy. He was already impossible to stop last season in
Last
this
season.
recently finished season. What more now that he's learned under all these players? He's gonna be
And may ano
crazy.
pa, how many months pa to
Dapat.
go before August? Or, I mean, before October. March, April, May.
Yun ba yung start ng UAAP season?
August, September,
Tagal pa.
October. So, mga
Tagal
7
pa.
months. Sabi natin 7, 8 months. Diba? Of
Oo.
continuous improvement pa for KQ. So, parang,
Yan.
ah!
May nag-comment dito si Boss Impatient Gamer. Ang
Yeah,
mahirap nito,
sakto-sakto. He has a good comment though. That's really valid.
ang mahirap nito pag na-timingan na masama ang shooting ng Gilas at Buenos sa tres ang kalaban. Yeah, you're not wrong. I think that's what we saw in the first half, no?
That's what we saw in the first half.
That's what we saw in the first half. Gilas could not make a shot to save their life from the outside. And Hong Kong was making shots we weren't expecting them to make. So you're not wrong. Tama ka naman po when you say na pag na-timingan sila, especially against Chinese Taipei who are no
Chinese
pushovers.
Taipei, kitang-kita mo, tres din yung laro ng Chinese
Yeah.
Taipei. Medyo, may mga instances talaga kanina against Hong Kong na wide open threes.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think a
minsan, alam mo
problem
yung
that
medyo
I
lazy
saw,
na rin to go to defend the perimeter considering our up already. Sige.
I think one of the things I saw kanina na that kind of worried me with our defense is um we don't close out great, no,
We
from the
don't close
outside.
out great. Yeah.
We do not
Yeah.
close out very well. We bite a lot on pump fakes. We don't really set ourselves up properly to defend in a 3-point stance. So damn 3-point stance. So um I think that's one problem. That's why siguro they kept getting left behind at the same time or where kaya tayo natitirahan. But yung nga, na-adjust no second half. And gotta give credit pa rin to Hong Kong. They were making their shots, dude. No matter
They
what.
were making their shots nga. They weren't giving up. They really
Yeah.
looked
Di sila
like
natakot. Di sila takot. Nung na-down sila ng 9-0, di sila natakot. They were like, ay, game.
they kept attacking Kai, man. Diba? They kept
Yeah.
attacking the paint. Although nabablock ni
Fearless.
Kai, but I'm just saying fearless talaga. They're gonna attack.
Fearless sila. And you gotta respect it. Right? Na fearless sila. Anyway, what else are we gonna talk
Dwight
about here?
Ramos was okay. Dwight Ramos had an all-around game. 9 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists.
He
Made
didn't really pass the eye
yeah, I mean,
test,
it's
though.
all
Do you
right.
think he passed the eye test? When you watch the game, did he pass the eye test to
He's
you? I
all
don't
right.
think he
I mean, he played in terms of stats, okay naman. Like I
Yeah.
thought he would have more turnovers, wala pala. 0 turnovers. Marami kasi mga pasa na medyo napipilit niya just to get
Like I was,
it to the system, to follow the
yeah,
system.
pinipilit nila for a while. But like, when when Kai is not
What else?
around,
We
HK
discussed
is
about
attacking
every
the basket.
JB
Yeah,
was awesome. JB, like I think he was like if you grade his game today, like maybe a B, borderline B plus,
yeah, I
and that's
agree.
already good considering yun nga, months of
Been
not
off for a while.
playing,
He's been
and
off
then
for
you
a while.
throw him in a FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. I'm not saying that this is
Mhm.
really high stakes. He's
Mhm.
been the high stakes, diba? But it's a good start for him.
Yeah,
Yeah, JB
I
plus
think
38, the highest plus minus in the game. I mean,
I
the
think
whole
something I want to
yeah.
bring up is on ano is CJ Perez and Carl Tamayo.
Oh yeah.
So si CJ, honestly, maybe ano na rin to na medyo pagod siya galing sa PBA finals and all that. But I thought he'd be a lot more explosive. Siguro nga na-limit siya ng 2-3 zone kaya di siya makasaksak ng sobra. But I'd expect a better game from CJ against Chinese Taipei, hopefully. And same for Carl Tamayo. I don't know if you guys. I'll be honest with you. I love Carl Tamayo. Carl Tamayo to me and Kevin Kiambao are the next are next up for Gilas. Not even next up. They are already in this Gilas lineup. KQ and
Mhm.
Carl. But Carl, I think today looked like he was kind of lost a bit, maybe.
Medyo lost
um,
nga.
Offensively and defensively, he looked a little lost. Uh, could be attributed to a lot. He didn't get a lot of minutes in Japan, so baka di pa siya
Trying to
masyado
get into
na.
playing shape again, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And yun nga, this is his first time under Coach Tim, I think, because when he was under, I think when it was under Coach.
And Nenad pa nga, 'di ba? Wait lang, umabot ba siya kay Coach Nenad? 'Di ba parang naglaro sila dun sa New Zealand? I don't
Oo,
remember. Basta umabot siya kay Coach Nenad, sila ni
yeah,
KQ, 'di ba?
sila ni KQ, yeah, sila ni KQ and
Yeah,
with Dwight,
yun
with
si
Dwight,
Coach
yeah, yeah,
Nenad.
yeah.
So iba-iba
So
talaga yung dinadaanan nila.
yeah, I think he's still learning the system, siguro of Coach Tim. I think there was a bad matchup to put him against Duncan Reed, where Duncan Reed's literally maybe a foot taller than him. Not even a foot, but he was a lot taller than him, a lot bigger than him. But
3 inches. Because Carl
uh,
6'8".
but yeah, he's not a foot dead for sure.
Yeah, no,
Maybe
not a
like two or
foot.
yeah, no, maybe like 2 or 3 inches height difference.
Yeah, yeah.
But I hope
What the
he
hell?
starts
Duncan
playing
Reed
more
6'8".
again.
It says here he's 6'8". I think
Who?
it's just the
Maybe
Duncan
the
Reed.
size.
They're both
Maybe
the
the
same
size.
height. Maybe it's just
No, maybe the
the
size.
way
Like
he's using his body. Yung
possible.
ano niya lang, yung galaw niya, very veteran. He's a veteran. Knows how to use his
Mhm.
body.
Yeah.
6'8" na pala si
Uh,
Duncan Reed. I thought he would be taller.
he was like 7 feet. Anyway, well, the way he
Yeah,
looked,
well,
he was
6'8".
kind of big, but whatever. Maybe yun nga. Uh, I I hope he provides better performances. Right? We know that Carl and KQ are shoe-ins for Gilas for a very long time, along with
Mm-mm.
Calvin and Scotty and Kai. So we're hoping that he finds his confidence again, especially because you look at KQ. KQ is leaps and bounds right now. One of the best players in Philippine basketball, and there was a time that KQ and Carl were side by side with one another, right? So I think what we're hoping for at the end of the day is that Carl shows the progress that KQ is having, and if you can get both of them to start playing the same way, get both of them to reach their potential, Gilas is looking good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm optimistic with where we're going, especially with
Mhm.
our young guys. Uh, it's it's gonna be a test now against Chinese Taipei, considering that we thought that Chinese Taipei would just fold against New Zealand, but they were right there till the very last 2 3
Ano quarter
minutes
sila nakalayo?
against their game. Yeah, last 2 3 minutes na lumayo yung New Zealand eh.
Talaga ba?
Kasi parang 10 points lang yan nung last 3
Ano,
minutes ng laro. 'Di
15
ba?
points 15 points pala yung linamang nila nung fourth quarter. Dang, o nga, last 6 minutes,
Last 6
67-73.
minutes.
Tapos naging 69-89. Yeah, so bumitaw lang talaga
Yeah.
sila. So, Chinese Taipei, no joke. Um, kung Gilas gotta still bring their A game for sure. Uh, Gilas gotta bring their A game for sure. Um, and hopefully we start off a lot better, right?
Yeah,
We
games at
start off
7:30 on Sunday. Are you watching live? It's in Phil Sports, Estancia.
Sunday. Maybe
Sunday na,
Thursday.
25.
Sorry, sorry.
25 is Sunday. Bilis, no?
Feels it's
Sa Sunday. Yung sa Estancia.
tapos na,
Ultras.
no? Tapos na. Bilis naman.
Oo. Tapos window 2 na. Tapos window 2 na.
Sayang naman subscription ko sa courtside.
1 year naman yun eh.
Sayang yung subscription sa courtside. uh,
Marami pa namang in-between eh.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, may Europe pa mamaya. Anyway. So yeah, I'd hope to watch on Sunday.
O tama
Depends
si
on what.
Franlu. Chinese Taipei is historically given Gilas tough games and tough wins. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And
Si,
I
si
wouldn't be
Terence
surprised
Romeo lang yung si Terence Romeo is the Chinese Taipei killer though. Di
if
ba doon
killer
siya
niya.
nakilala?
Yeah, yun yung ano, yun
Or
yung
Chinese
ROC po
Taipei.
tawag sila nun, di ba?
ROC pa.
ROC po sila. The ROC, yung Republic of whatever. Uh, yeah. So it will probably I would be surprised if Gilas lost on Sunday, but at the same time, hopefully they're able to like fully show out like some a good game in front of the home crowd. I'd love to be there. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be there, right? I would be
Yeah,
surprised if we're not.
I'm gonna be there.
Hopefully so as well.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the game of Gilas and Hong Kong tonight. I think we
Mhm.
already discussed everybody what we did in the second half for the adjustments. For those watching this on YouTube, please like this video kasi para ma-recommend naman to other people. I appreciate you guys on the chat, no? I told you Mario, it's really good people at the chat.
Yeah,
We should do more live streams.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
like this video, comment when this is done para lumabas naman sa ilalim. And don't forget to subscribe as always. And this is the 6 Month Podcast. This is Nico Rocha along with my partner Mario. We'll see you guys for Sunday. We will react to the
Thank
Chinese
you.
Taipei game and Laban
Yeah,
Pilipinas.
sana live ulit.
Yeah, live stream tayo. Peace.